What is up, everybody? Welcome to CTF Strong Talks Football and happy Thursday. I've been waiting to make this video for a long time now. I just wanted to wait for the perfect time. Today, I'm going to be ranking every single home gaming console. The main reason I was waiting to make this video for a while is to wait for this bad boy to come out, the Switch 2. It's finally out. I played it. And including this, I've played every single console on this list, so now I think it would be the perfect time to rank them all. A fair warning here, there is going to be some biasy, like it's going to be like that with everybody with gaming consoles, I would think, with absolutely everybody, because, like, you know, the first console they play is probably going to be their favorite, and that's probably going to be the case for me. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos whenever I post. With all that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, here we are at the tier list. I had to make my own for this video because not a single tier list on this website has one with the Switch 2 on it just because it's so brand new, so I made my own. At the very top, we've got the elite consoles. Below that, we've got the great consoles. Below that, we've got the decent consoles. Below that, we've got the consoles just I don't think was for me. And at the bottom, we've got the consoles that are trash. I don't think there's a lot of trash consoles on this list. Maybe like one or two, but we'll see as we go. We have this organized between every single company, and the first one we've got is Nintendo, which is my favorite. The very first console they came out with was the Nintendo Entertainment System, or the NES. You already know the history with this thing. Like, it saved the gaming industry. It was basically marketed as a toy because gaming was banned, and it sold ridiculously well because they had video games such as Mario, Zelda, and Metroid to basically get the gaming industry back up. And playing it today from a console that was made in 1985 was honestly a really fun experience. I actually love this thing. One thing I want you to know is that I love retro games. I love retro. So this is already going to hit a home run for me. I'm going to put it in decent because deep down, I love this console, but I know there's other consoles on this list that are better than this one. But if you actually play this console and you can actually like get it hooked up, even better, if you have a CRT TV in your home somehow, hook it up to that, you will have a blast. Like Mario, Punch-Out, Duck Hunt, Zelda, like all those great games, man. Like, they're old, but they're classics and they're a ton of fun. I recommend playing this console, absolutely. Alright, next we got the Super Nintendo, the SNES. This is a great console, man. I finally got this thing for Christmas last year because I've always wanted to own one and play it, and I had an absolute blast. Super Mario World is an amazing game. Zelda on here is pretty good. Kirby's fantastic on here. There's tons of great games, man, and honestly, it's basically the NES except 10 times better hardware-wise, and the controller is amazing as well. I love this console. Alright, next we got the N64. Hear me out. I love this console, but I don't think it's as good as the Super Nintendo. I think it's a decent console. I like the games and all, but I just don't think they aged that well. I don't really care for the controller, but even still, it's a great console. I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't think it's as good as the Super Nintendo, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean this doesn't have great games, because it does. Super Mario 64, amazing game. Mario Kart 64, also a really good game. Pokemon Stadium, even Donkey Kong 64 I thought was decent. Like, they have a good library of games. It's just, I don't think it's as good as what was done before. Alright, next we got the Nintendo GameCube. This is borderline elite. I love this console, dude. The controller is obviously elite. It's the only retro gaming controller that Nintendo is still selling today because of how amazing it is. The game library was, like, amazing at the time. You had Mario Party in its prime. You had Mario Kart Double Dash, which was an amazing game. You had Mario Sports games in its prime. Like, if you looked at Mario Sports games today compared to what was out in the GameCube era, it's completely different. And then, not including Mario, you've got Zelda Wind Waker. You've got Kirby Air Ride. And you've got F-Zero, which was still around. Alright, next console we got is the Nintendo Wii. This is where the bias comes in because this is my very first console I played. And honestly, I don't care what you say, this is an elite console. This is one of the best consoles ever made. I know the Wii Remote's kind of a gimmick, but honestly, I love it. I love how every controller almost for this console is wireless. It was amazing at the time. I do wish it was in HD because composite cables at the time was a little lame. But it's still a great console. You got Wii Sports, you got Wii Sports Resort, you got Mario Kart Wii, Super Mario Galaxy. I can go on, man. There's some great games for this console. The console itself's amazing. It's also backwards compatible with GameCube, which is also great. This console's elite, man. Alright, the next console we got is the Nintendo Wii U. This is a very interesting one because the Nintendo Wii sold ridiculously well because it came with Wii Sports and it was just revolutionary at the time. So they thought it was smart to basically build up to that Nintendo Wii success and basically come out with a new console, a successor, the Wii U. And yeah, it really didn't work out. These ratings is basically about the games and the sales itself, but this was a pretty trash console. Deep down, I actually like the console. I like the Wii U gamepad. I think the console itself is really good hardware-wise. The eShop was good, and it was compatible with all Wii, so like the amount of Wii games you had and all the controllers you have, all compatible. It's great. But the thing that just was not good about the Wii U is that it did not sell well at all. And plus, the games that were out were pretty trash. Like, there are some good ones like Mario Kart 8, Mario Maker, Smash Bros, and Pokemon Stadium. But honestly, like, this console really didn't sell well, and the games for it were really, really boring and lackluster. Alright, next we got the NES Classic. It's basically the original NES, but smaller, and it's basically like a little gift where you have like 20 NES games like built in the system where you can like basically play the classic games. It's a really decent console. Like it's a really cool concept, and I like playing it because it has like a really good selection of games. And honestly, a fun fact, the NES controller that connects, it's the same connect as the Wii, so you can literally just connect the controller to your Wii. You can use it for retro games, which is dope. But yeah, it's a decent console. Alright, next we got the Nintendo Switch. So we already talked about how the Wii U didn't sell well. This is the console that basically got them back on track. This console is elite in my opinion. The hardware, incredible. Like it's basically the first hybrid console being able to play it handheld or on the TV. It was revolutionary at the time. The games are hit or miss. Like there's some great ones like Smash Bros. Ultimate, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Odyssey. Like you have those great games, and then you got a couple duds like the Mario Sports games or like other games like that. But like man, this console is incredible, and we're gonna talk about the successor later. Alright, next we got the Super Nintendo Classic. Just like the NES Classic, it's just the Super Nintendo but smaller, but can play a classic games. This one's really good as well. I think it's better than the NES Classic because there's one thing that was crazy about this console and why this one is so rare. Is because they came out with a new Super Nintendo game specifically for this console by itself, Star Fox 2. I've never played it. I don't own this console. I've just played it before. But that's just crazy, man. Like years later coming out with a brand new Super Nintendo game on like a little like a classic console. Like it's amazing. Alright, next we got the Nintendo Switch 2, the newest console Nintendo's come out with. It's only been around for 7 days, but I wanted to rank this one. So I was having doubts about this console because it was basically kind of like the Wii U, where it's a successor to an already like very successful console. And then also Nintendo bumping their games up to like $70 to $80. But if you look at the sales, that really backfired on me. And honestly, owning the console, actually playing it, this thing's incredible, man. I'm going to put it in great because it'd be way too early to put it in elite. But trust me, after like a month, it will probably be up here instantly. It's basically the Switch, but better. Like, it's bigger. It's a lot better looking hardware-wise. Like, the very first 4K console, the first console for Nintendo to be able to play it in 120p, like, it's honestly insane, man. And honestly, I just can't rank it higher in Elite just because it's brand new. We don't have a big selection of games yet. Like, Mario Kart World's like the only big game so far we have out, and it's incredible. But yeah, this console is awesome, man. I love it. Alright, now we have moved on to the PlayStation consoles. The very first one we've got is the PlayStation 1. I'm not even going to argue about this. This was an elite console. It was an amazing console at the time. I haven't owned this one yet, but I have played it a few times, and I can see why. The games were just so fun at the time, and also just the sports games on here is really good. Call of Duty was obviously elite. Like, the console itself was just amazing. Next, we got the PlayStation 2. Again, like, absolutely elite. This is arguably the best console ever made. It's the best-selling console ever made. until the Switch 2 probably passes it, because in 4 days they've sold more than the Wii U. But still, like, the PlayStation 2, best-selling console ever made. I can see why. Playing this console, it's awesome, man. The controller is elite. The console itself, elite. The games that were on this thing, freaking elite. This console was amazing, and I've been wanting to own this one for a while, so hopefully in the next few years I can finally get my hands to this one. It's an amazing console. Alright, next we got the PlayStation 3. Compared to another console it was rivaling, yeah, this one was ass. Like, it costed a lot to make it, which is why it was so ridiculously expensive. When this thing came out, it was $700, which is ridiculous for a console. And honestly, like, the console itself was really lackluster. The online on here was dumb. Like, the games are obviously decent, but you're going to want to play the other console we'll talk about later. And yeah, this console is really lackluster. Like, it just was not a good console at all. Up next, we got the PlayStation 4. Just like the Wii U and the Switch, the PlayStation 3 did not sell well. This is the console that got them back in the track. This console was great. I loved the PS4. The games were fluid at the time. The games at, like, the graphics at the time were incredible. The online was really good. That was one thing they wanted to fix when they made this console, and they did really well. The games were awesome. The controller was really comfortable. It's really light compared to the other console we'll talk about later, but yeah, this console was great, man. I miss playing this one. Up next, we got the PlayStation 1 Classic. I'm not going to lie, this is the only console on the list I have not played. But I still wanted to rank it because it would not be fair to not rank it if I'm going to rank the other, like, classic consoles like the NES Classic and the Super Nintendo Classic. I'm going to put it in decent because, in my understanding, I would want to believe it's basically the PlayStation 1 but with a collection of games that brings you back to your childhood. Like, it's got to be great. Up next, we got the latest PlayStation console. We've got the PS5. I love this console to death. It's elite. The console, it definitely is an interesting design, but it's grown on me. I love it. The controller is amazing. Like, the built-in mic, the control feels really good. Like, everything about it. The games are really good, even though they are tad expensive. The online, again, tad expensive, but really, really good quality. And yeah, it's just a really good console. It's basically like the console of the future. Like, this is what we were looking at when we had the PS4. It's an amazing console. Alright, now we have moved on to the next one, which is Microsoft, the Xboxes. Not the biggest fan of these, but let's go on with the first one. First, we got the OG Xbox, the very first one. It's a decent console. Now, it will make more sense why I ranked it in decent when you look at the other ones, but for the time, it was decent, but like, if you compare it to the PlayStation 2, it's not even close. But for the time, it was a pretty decent console. I had some fun with it when I got to play it. It was alright. Now, this is one console I will give all credit to Xbox for, Microsoft. The Xbox 360. This is arguably the greatest console ever made. This is an elite console. The controller was amazing. The graphics at the time were outstanding. The games they had were outstanding. Halo, Call of Duty, and obviously Minecraft, where you can play everywhere. But I just specifically loved playing it on the Xbox 360. Like, everything about this console was amazing at the time. I don't think any other console can compare it to its peak. Like, there's a couple, but it's really tough. Like, and plus they had to rival with the Nintendo Wii, where they had the Kinect, and I know some people might not like it, but I liked it as a kid. Like, playing the Xbox 360 and the Wii as my childhood, like, it was the best time to be a kid. Like, it was amazing. Alright, next we got the Xbox One. Deep down, I think this console's ass, but I'm just going to say it's not for me because I played the PlayStation 4. I thought that was a lot better console hardware-wise and quality-wise. When you look at the Xbox One, Microsoft was basically trying to make a game console computer, and you just can't simply do that. Like, it just doesn't work. That's why their games were just not good quality-wise. Everything was just super slow and clunky. And honestly, I do like the controller. I'll give them that. Everything else, I did not care for. Alright, the next two consoles are the only two, like, different consoles I decided to put on this list. Because, like, if I would have put, like, the PS5 and, like, the PS5 Slim and Pro, that would have just been stupid. But this is, like, the only one I can give a pass to just because they're so different from each other. The very first one we got is the Xbox Series S. It's basically like the newest Xbox, but with like it's only digital. And it's a good console. I will say it's great. I personally like the fact you can have discs in, but for the time, it's a good console. Like, it runs well. The controller's still good. It's a lot better than the Xbox One for sure. So it's a good console for sure. Actually, I'm better off moving it down here. Like, I think this one's a lot better, which is the one we're going to get to right now, the Xbox Series X. The design, just like the PS5, is a lot different. It's basically this long rectangle, but actually looking at it, it's a great console. It's the best console they've made since the Xbox 360. Not as great as that, but it's still a really well-made console. Again, the controller is really good. It actually runs well. It looks good, like design-wise. It's a really good console. I'll give it that. We're almost done with this list. The very last company we've got is the one that did not last as long as the others, and that is Sega. The very first one is probably the most successful one, was the Sega Genesis. I actually really liked this console when I played it. Like, it was actually a really good feeling console. Like, obviously I played a lot of Sonic because that was the most popular thing on there. But yeah, this was actually a really decent console at the time. Like, it wasn't as good as Nintendo, but it was good. Next console we got is the Sega Dreamcast. This one's okay. It's not for me. I've always thought this one was interesting just because, like, the controller had, like, a little screen on it. And the controller itself was okay, but if I wanted to play a Sega console, I would much rather play the Genesis. Like, this console is decent, but it's not for me. And lastly, the last console we've got on here is the Sega Saturn. Just like the Dreamcast, just not a fan. If I wanted to play a Sega console, I would play the Genesis. It's okay, but compared to the Genesis, it's a little bland. And there you guys have it. That was my official home gaming console ranking. As of now, like, the only thing I see changing right now looking at it is the Switch 2 going up in Elite, but I just can't rank it high enough yet. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know down below what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what your favorite gaming console is. I would love to know. I had a ton of fun making this video. I sometime in the future want to make a handheld gaming console list, but there is a lot I have not played yet, so that's why I didn't include them in this, but hopefully sometime in the future I can get to that. But anyways, that's where we're going to be done for the day. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, turn on notification bells so you miss any of my videos whenever I post. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.